This is breaking news from KNWA.
Arkansas State Police Special Agents have arrested James Andrew McGann, 28, of Springdale. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of Clinton David Brink and Kristen Amanda Brink. Clinton and Kristen were killed on Saturday, July 26, 2025, at Devil's Den State Park. The suspect was taken into custody this evening at 4:57 p.m. at a business in the Springdale area.
And we are following breaking news tonight. As you just heard, Arkansas State Police have arrested James Andrew McGann of Springdale in connection to that double homicide at Devil's Den State Park. Thanks for joining us here tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Allie Lynch. I'm joined alongside Joshua Panetta with our sister station, Fox 24.
Now, this is a mugshot we received from Arkansas State Police of McGann. We know he's 28 years old and was arrested at a business in Springdale, and he's charged with 2 counts of capital murder. McGann was just employed at a local school. He moved from Oklahoma and moved to Northwest Arkansas just recently. No word yet as to which school or what his role is. Again, he recently moved here to our area from Oklahoma, and as far as we know, has no connection to the Brinks. He's being held at Washington County Jail.
And we want to go back out live now to Doug Warner. He was at that press conference. He's been following the story since it broke, and he has all the latest details for us tonight. Doug.
All right, guys, good to hear from you again. What we've been able to confirm here from that news conference, we were able to ask some questions afterwards. This part is a little bit unsettling as well. The fact that just like the victims, the Brinks just moved here less than 2 weeks before they were both attacked and killed at Devil's Den State Park on Saturday. We're being told the person in custody tonight also just moved here from Oklahoma to begin a teaching career at a local school. We have not yet confirmed which school or which district. We're getting a word that which one he might be affiliated with, but we're going to tread lightly there until we get that confirmed. Again, still no real connection. We asked a possible motive in this. Was this a random situation that took place at Devil's Den State Park, or would perhaps they were pursued in some way? If they were, you've got to wonder, this must have ramped up in a very quick hurry because the Brinks just moved here 12 days before they were killed. This person, McGann, just moved here a short time ago to begin a teaching career here in Northwest Arkansas. We back it up just how we got here this evening. As you know, a couple of days ago, the sketch was released of, we think this is the person of interest, and a photo the next day, which was really the backside of someone at Devil's Den State Park. Not a lot to work with. We were told maybe a black 4-door car, perhaps it could have been a Mazda. And then this afternoon, shortly after 5 o'clock, I started getting messages from a number of people here locally who said, hey, we believe that an arrest was made in Springdale at a business. And in fact, I believe we have a photo we can show you here in a bit. If not right now, we can in just a few minutes, of that. It was a beauty shop there in Springdale, where, at least from the social media posts and videos we've seen, I have reached out to that person. We have not got permission to use those videos. You can see troopers inside that beauty shop putting evidence markers out where she was in the middle of a haircut she had posted that when he was taken into custody. We did confirm that with state police tonight, that in fact he was arrested at that beauty shop. I believe it's Lapita's beauty shop there in Springdale, just before 5 o'clock tonight. One of the other videos we saw was a black 4-door car being loaded onto a flatbed tow truck by troopers. That vehicle looked to be a Kia, I'm told, although they said they were looking for a Mazda. Again, this all developing really quickly. We made phone calls to state police, which we were met with no comment. But then shortly after that, we got word of this news conference that the governor flew in to be a part of. Then, of course, confirmation a short time after that, that an arrest was made. Again, just this coming down in just a number of hours, that Andrew McGann was taken into custody this afternoon in Springdale. We're still piecing it together. A lot of questions yet to be answered. They're still keeping a lot of the information close to the vest. They do credit the tips, the people that called in. Yes, they were flooded with those tips, but they had to weed through a lot of tips to get to the one that really mattered, the one that led to that arrest. So they give a big thank you to everyone that did make those phone calls, to help state police. They said calls came in as far away from Washington State, if you can imagine that, because this was a nationwide story, and it certainly garnered that attention, and it brought in a lot of people from all across the country, hoping to maybe that their call would be the one that made a difference and led to an arrest. We're going to continue piecing this together. We'll check back in with you in just a little bit. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. And Doug was one of the first people there on scene, so he's been really tracking this story as closely as you can, so we appreciate him. And one of the first people, or the first person to take the podium tonight, was Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Let's take a listen to what she had to say right off the bat.
I want to be clear that if you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, because that's what the people of Arkansas frankly deserve. That's what they've asked for, and that's what this team has been able to deliver this week.
All right, you just heard there from Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and we want to talk more about the victims here tonight. So although they were new to Northwest Arkansas, the Brinks were known to leave quite the footprint on the communities they used to live in. The Brinks recently moved here to Northwest Arkansas with their two daughters, ages 7 and 9 years old. Now, Clinton was supposed to start a job as a milk delivery driver for Highland Dairy in Fayetteville. Prior to living in Northwest Arkansas, we learned that the Brinks lived in California and Montana.
Now, Danica Harrell, a nurse at a rehabilitation center in Montana, knew the Brinks, says they lived in the state for several years. And around 2018, Allie, they played on a recreational volleyball team. So it just goes to show that they were involved in their community as well. Going as far as even in the summer, the Brinks would set up a volleyball net at a local park and encourage people to play. Harrell said when she struggled to find childcare, the Brinks would babysit her daughter and would often send a plate of food home with her. Now, in a statement, Harrell said the Brinks were selfless and unconditional with their love and support for their friends. Meanwhile, a GoFundMe account has been set up by a family member to help with, of course, the two girls, ages 7 and 9, and other family expenses as well. It's nearly reached $27,000.
It's gone up about $1,000 since in the last hour or so, I've noticed. So if you want to continue to donate, you can find a link to that on our website, knwa.com, along with all the latest details there.